Hey guys, welcome back to another update video. For those of you that are new to the channel, my name is Richard. I'm a hyperrealism artist and I mostly focus on graphite drawings, working with pencils, and doing black and white drawings. For the last 2 years, or around 800 days or so, I have been working on the drawing behind me. And I know what your questions are after hearing that. Every single time I post weekly on my Instagram, I get questions that fall into one of the two categories. One of them being, oh my god, you're so patient, I wish I could draw like you, to which I say thank you. And the other category being, how could you spend so long on a single drawing? I could have finished by now. And that's a completely valid question because honestly, I don't think I've foreseen myself spending so long on this drawing as well. And I think my initial timeline for this project was about 6 months. So we've gone way past that. And to explain a little bit, for those of you that don't know, this drawing will be one of the largest drawings that's ever been completed, to my knowledge, especially in this hyperrealism niche. And apart from that, I actually have a full-time job, actually around the same time when I started this drawing, as a designer and a social content creator. So there are a lot of things that I had to learn throughout the course of this drawing, not only in terms of on the drawing technical side, but in terms of balancing my own life and my work and my drawing and dealing with burnouts all at the same time. And recently I talked to one of my professors back in the Maryland Institute College of the Arts, who is also a drawer, and we talked a little bit about burnout. And one solution that he mentioned was to start multiple pieces at once, which is really common for the painting field, but oddly enough, I don't really see much in my hyperrealism drawing field. A lot of the hyperrealism artists that I talk to and are friends with, every time I see them post or share the works, they're always working on one single drawing at a time, and then they won't really start the next drawing until they finish the previous one. And it's something that I really want to explore a little bit more once I complete this drawing, to play with different concepts a little bit, have them going at the same time. So to talk about the drawing update a little bit, I am on the shoulders portion, which is the really bottom. I'm finally wrapping up the drawing. I say wrapping up a little bit because in the beginning, I thought finishing the portrait was the most important part, and getting back to the final pieces, I'm just gonna blur it a little bit and it's gonna be, give it a nice effect. But after I finally get to the neck portion, I realized how much details there still are in there, and I've already dedicated 2 years on this. I really want to finish strong, so I'm not gonna, pass over any little details. I'm gonna try to keep the same energy to wrap up the entire drawing, because I've said this many times, it's one of my initial goals to really push myself as an artist or as a drawer to see how far I can push my skills. So I want to share with you guys some of my favorite parts of the drawing so far. This is just above the eyes, around the eyebrows. I really love going over these parts over and over again because a lot of times I found that the graphite mat falls off the paper a little bit and it fades a little bit. So a lot of times I have to go back and kind of get the darker shades again. And here are the cheeks portion. I spent so long on these little details. I'm really glad how it came out. And this is the part above the mouth. I really love the contrast of the really darks in the holes and the highlights around the area. And onto the neck area, I spent a long time on this as well. As you can see, there's so much little details and so much textures that I want to create. So this is what I'm working on right now. As you can see, normally I put a layer of graphite down on top of the white paper just to create a base to work off of. And then what I would do after that is I would even it out a little bit using sponging techniques such as my fingers or paper tissues and other blending materials. And as I get close to finishing this drawing, there's a really weird feeling that always comes up, and it's the feeling of emptiness for me. And I think it's something that a lot of other artists can relate to when you spend so long on a single drawing, on a single piece of artwork, and after you're done, you're kind of just like, okay, what now? But for me, I think I'm fortunate. I have a lot of other artworks lined up because during the course of this drawing, which is 2 years, I've been collecting a lot of other mood boards and other inspirations, so I can start planning on my drawing, getting the models ready. So I'm really excited to get started on my other drawings, and as well as starting to kind of learn painting a little bit as well. A bit more time, I'm gonna be posting some other forms of content that's not necessarily related to this drawing, but a little bit more informational ones containing to what it's like drawing this piece and what it's like kind of behind the scenes. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.